Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we will be talking about Net Promoter Score, and we'll see how to calculate it in Excel as well as in Python. So before I get into the calculations, I'll tell you what NPS is. So this is a business metric which tells us that how likely is a customer to recommend a particular brand or a particular service to their friends and their relatives. So you must have seen these kind of surveys that I have shown over here, that which asks you how likely are you to recommend a particular service to someone that's like you, and you can vote on this particular option as with 1 and 10. 1 being that you will not recommend the service, 10 being that you will be recommending the service to your friends and relatives. So this what you fill is what can be called as an NPS rating. So what I have here is that I have a data set where I have 40 customers and I have their corresponding NPS ratings that I have shown over here. So what we will do is we'll try to calculate the NPS of these 40 customers. So what I'll need to do for before I do that is I will be segmenting these customers into three brackets, which are detractors, passives, and promoters. Detractors are those customers which won't recommend my brand to their friends and relatives. So how I've defined detractors here is anyone that rates between 1 to 6. Similarly, we have passives which are midway in the NPS rating scale, that have your rated 7 to 8. And then we have our promoters, which are champions of a brand, and they recommend our brand to other their friends and relatives as well. So now we have these three segments defined. So what I'll do now is I'll take a count of customers uh, in these segments. So how I've done that is by a simple count of statement, as you can see here, right? And then similarly for promoters as well. So I've used the simple count of statements to get a sense of that how many customers fall in which of these buckets. After that, I've taken a percentage of each of these segments. So for example, my detractors contribute to 30% of my responses, my passives about 28%, and my promoters about 43%. Using these values, I can get my NPS, which is nothing but your 100 multiplied by uh, promoter percentage minus your detractor percentage, which gives us our NPS to be 12.5. So now we'll replicate the same logic in Python as well. So here, so I have the same data set defined over here. As you can see, I have copied my NPS ratings and I have declared my customer IDs from 1 to 40. And what I've done here is I'm creating a new column which I'm calling DPP, which will basically tell me whether the customer is a detractor, passive, or a promoter. How I have done that is by using a simple np.where statement. And as you can see here, that I have my another a new column called DPP, which tells whether the customer is a detractor, passive, or a promoter. What I'll do after that is I'll take a count of promoters, passives, and detractors. How I've done that is I've filtered my data frame for promoters, I've filtered my data frame from for passives and for detractors, and in each of these cases I have taken a unique count of customer IDs, and I've stored them in new variables, as you can see here. So here is where I'm printing my detractors, promoters, and passives. Now that I have these values, I'll finally be able to calculate my NPS, which is nothing but your 100 minus promote the percentage of promoters, 100 multiplied by the percentage of promoters minus the percentage of the detractors. So here we have our NPS, which is 12.5, which is the same as what we saw in our Excel document as well. So that was it for this tutorial, guys. Thanks for watching.